Alright, so I'm back. I got a little behind with my books for the DCnU, so I'm gonna start a new pull list probably. Most of the time, since my all of the books that I'm following they don't come out together. They usually probably will just be single issues, but I'll do a pull list every now and then. So yeah, I'm gonna do that just because it makes it easier. Because I have a couple things to review. And make sure you check out my video after this, too, where I'll be reviewing Green Lantern Rebirth through Rage of the Red Lanterns. So I'll have that up, too, today. So all the number ones have been done. So I'm going to start with the number ones that I didn't get to review yet, which is really just Flash. That's really the only one. I got Flash, and then I just picked up Green Lantern, but I haven't read it yet, so I'll put that in with my next pull list. I don't know about Green Lantern. I just picked it up because I like Green Lantern, but I don't like this Sinestro thing to start out the series. I don't like that, so I'm gonna just hold that off until now. So I'm gonna start out with the Flash. Now the Flash is funny. I wasn't. Just a second. Sorry, I'm dropping my comic books everywhere. But the Flash wasn't on. I wasn't planning on getting, but I was picking up Superman the same day that Superman came out, Superman #1, and the Flash was sitting there, and I really like the Flash. He's my third favorite superhero. It goes Superman, Batman, then the Flash, then Green Lantern. But I wasn't thinking about picking it up because I'm not a big fan of Barry Allen. A lot of people aren't, but under the tag at my local comic book store, it said, if you do not like this issue, bring it back and we'll give you store credit. So just knowing, I've liked The Flash before, the cover looks amazing, reading it would be fine, because then, it must be good if they recommend it, because I haven't seen them recommend a Flash comic book for a long time. So I just picked it up for fun. I read it after Superman, and I was pleasantly surprised. This is very, very good. It's written by Francis Manapul, art by Brian Bacellato. I probably messed that name up. But first off, I want to just get into the art, because the art is the main part of this. This is some of the best art I've seen in a very long time. This is my preference of art. It's very, very, very cool. It's kind of like It's kind of anime type, but not. I don't like anime that much at all, really. But it's kind of has that anime feel to it, but it still feels like a comic book. It's almost like they penciled it, but didn't color it all the way. They just added a slight touches of color. But it looks like it's just pencil work with just slight touches of color. That's all I really got to say about it. But it's incredible. It's some of the best art I've seen out of the New 52. It's great. Yeah, so that I give an A+ on that. The story, it's pretty simple. It's basically just setting up the characters. Barry Allen is the Flash. He's dating a girl named Patty, and they're at a science convention type deal, talking to a dude. When all of a sudden they're interrupted by a group of soldiers that are tormenting the area, so he becomes the Flash, and the splash page of the intro to the Flash is very cool. It reminds me of the 70s. It's really neat. And he basically chases all these guys down, and the guy that he finally catches, he thinks he killed. That's all I'm going to say. He thinks he killed him, but he finds out the guy who he thinks he killed he finds out he's a friend of his. I think it's like a childhood friend. Yeah, childhood friend. Sorry, I read this last week, so I haven't read it again. I should have read it before I did the review. But yeah, he chases him down and finds him, and that's really all I'm going to give away. It leads into a very interesting story that's coming up. But yeah, this is a very pleasant surprise. I actually very much recommend this. You won't be disappointed if you're even remotely a fan of Flash. Barry Allen is actually very impressive in this. I actually really enjoyed reading him. I don't know what they're doing with the character, but it's whatever they're doing it right. So, man, I'm going 5 minutes on this one issue. So, yeah, I give that I just highly recommend that issue. And then next we have Action Comics number 2, which I just picked up today. And this is incredible. I really liked it. I actually personally liked this better than the first issue. I really loved the first issue, like I'll say later in the review, but this issue is just great. Basically, it just leaves off from where the last issue left off, however that goes. But it's basically they've caught Superman, Lex, and General Lane, Lois Lane's father, and they've tied him down, and they're trying all of these torture devices on him. They're using the electric chair, they're using gas, they're shooting him, and they're trying to test out his clothing, his cape, and stuff. And it's funny because they just can't kill him. They can't get into him. They're hurting him, and he's getting hurt, and he's feeling the pain, but he just doesn't die. Which he finally breaks out and causes havoc and escapes. It brings in a lot of characters. I'm not going to spoil who they are. There are at least 3 hints of characters. 2 of them are very obvious characters, and then one of them it's at the very last page. You can speculate. I kind of have an idea who it is, but I'm not going to say. But it's a very good issue. A lot of action, just like Grant Morrison said he was going to do. And now that I've read Superman number 1, it's great reading this and knowing that sometime in between this and Superman, he's going to grow up and realize he needs to change his tactics. But it's a good feeling to see, like a wild side of Superman, as a teenager. Because if you are a teenager, you've never heard of a superhero before, what would you do? If you want to be a good person and you want to help people, but you've never heard of what a superhero does, you don't have any guidelines, you don't know what a costume is, this is exactly what would happen. And it's great. So yeah, I highly recommend this. If you like the first issue, you're going to love the second issue. If you like the second issue, I guarantee you're going to like the third, because this is just a great story arc so far. So yeah, I really like that too. Next, I'm going to get into the Real Manos did a top issue 1 segment, where it's his favorite issue 1s out of the pull list he had. Well, my pull list was Justice League, Action, Batman, Superman, and The Flash, which was more than I expected to get, but it's fine. So just quickly, I'm going to just give my order. I think number 1 would be Action Comics. It just is great to see Superman back again and see him better than ever. Next, I would probably say Batman. Just same with Superman. It's great to see Batman, even though he didn't need as much fixing. It's great to see, the art was amazing. The story was good. I really enjoyed Batman. Next, I would probably say Superman, because I was just really happy to see him and not have to worry about if he's going to still be the way he is in action as he is in Superman, which he has parts of that, which is really great. He still kind of has that smartass in him a little bit, not like Spider-Man, but like Superman using his powers. And that's really great. It's great to see, the Daily Planet and stuff like that. Next, surprisingly, I would say The Flash, which between Superman, Batman, and The Flash, all 3 of those are so dead close. They're all just great books. I'd read them over and over again. I could easily put Flash ahead of Batman and Superman, but it's hard to decide. It's very, very hard to decide. I could put any of those ahead of the other ones, but it's hard. So I would tell you Flash is next, but think of it as Superman, Batman, and Flash are pretty much even to me. But yeah, The Flash, it was a huge surprise. I'm glad that I can actually read The Flash and enjoy it. It's great. So yeah, and then after that is Justice League number 1, and that I think the reason I like that so much when I first reviewed it is because I was just excited to see the New 52 get started. I was excited to see the characters all renewed, but story wise, it's last. It's my least favorite, and I actually liked it. It was a great issue, but compared to these other issues, it was down there. So yeah, that's basically all I have for this pull list. Make sure you check out my review of Green Lantern Rebirth to Rage of the Red Lanterns after this. And yeah, I'll see ya.